Welcome to the finals of the Global Startup Pitch.
Woo! All right, it's great.
Welcome to the finals of the Global Startup Pitch.
All
All right, let's have our judges take the stage.
Welcome,
Kimberly.
judges.
Hello.
Hi, Pete. We're back.
We're back.
Third year that we've jointly put together the Global Startup Pitch competition with WiT and Phocuswright, and we've been really successful in surfacing brands internationally that are doing some cool things in the startup space. And I remember last year, Pete, when we were here, we were talking a lot about how we were finding most of the investment was coming from C and B stage, or kind of going into Series B and Series C stage startups, which was an interesting development after 2020 to 2022. So I'm not sure what's happening right now, but I hope that you can update us.
Yeah, so the first part of this year clearly was really challenging for fundraising. So we had about $2.5 billion raised between the beginning of the year and June. Things have gotten a little bit better since. This is a view from our State of Startups database. So we've collected data on over 5,000 startups since 2005. So we're looking here at the past 18 months versus the previous 10 years. So we've seen some shifts in where the funding is flowing into the industry. As you're looking at this chart, you're seeing short-term rentals and corporate travel as two segments of the industry that have had some success as far as fundraising goes this year. Short-term rental, clearly that was fueled by a really popular category during the pandemic, as well as Airbnb's IPO back in 2020. On the corporate travel side, payments is one of those topics that's been really popular, as well as fundable, as well as kind of the shift into more of a consumer-first strategy. So those are some trends on the funding side. But regardless of any variations in funding, we are always investing in innovation at Phocuswright. So this year, we have had over 130 entries into the Global Startup Pitch across 4 different regions, as well as 2 additional categories. So we looked at Asia, we looked at the Middle East and Africa, we looked at Europe, the Americas. We produced our Korean travel startup pitch yesterday, so chose the winner from that. And finally, a wild card, which we selected from companies that we thought were particularly innovative. So we narrowed the field down in May. We had our second round in August. So today we've got the 6 finalists, and we're happy to report that everybody has made it here physically on site to WiT. So we will see all their presentations over the next hour or so. The winner will be awarded a slot on the Phocuswright stage next month, so they will be able to present their startup on the stage, and we hope to see many of you there.
Great. And we've been really fortunate to have a lot of fantastic judges this year. Here today at WiT, we have judges in the audience, and we have judges on stage. So as I announce your names, please raise your hand. We also have all of you in the audience judging, so if you could scan this QR code, you'll be able to find access to judging panel. And we'll bring this up a couple more times during this introduction, and then again at the end of the pitches. So lots of great people are joining us today. Steven Snyder from JetBlue Ventures, Miriam Moscovici from BCD, Simeon Shi from Fliggy, Hermione Joy from Google, Chris Hameter from Thayer Ventures, Lisa Katsuraki from eTraveli Group, Oliver Ripple from Asia Partners, Frederick Baru from Amadeus, who has a fan club here, which is great. It's good to bring your own fan club. Johnny Thorson from Spot Nana, Tina DiCicco from Manila Angel Investors Network, Murli Ravi from Tin Men Capital. Thank you all for being here today. So and James Lemon, James Lemon. Thank you, James. So just to give you a little refresh on the judging criteria, we are looking at viability, customer appeal, technical innovation, sustainability, team, and everyone's favorite, the X factor. Now, without further ado, format is 5 minutes, and then we'll ask the judges their opinions, and they'll have about 2.5 minutes to answer questions. So first up today is our friend.
One thing before we announce the first innovator, a shout out to James as well as AWS for supporting the global startup pitch. So both offered, James offered some Stripe credit, so thanks for that, James. And AWS offered some cloud credit to the startups that are presenting today. So.
And JetBlue Ventures has been with us from the beginning and has sponsored the entire global startup pitch competition. So thanks to all of our sponsors. All right, APAC. Murray Decker from Tour Amigo will be kicking us off. Murray, please join the stage.
Oh, okay.
You're good there?
Yep,
Perfect.
I think so. Hello, everyone. My name is Murray Decker. I'm the founder of Tour Amigo. Now, I need you to come on a journey with me because I'm going to talk to you about a business-to-business company that specializes in software for multi-day tours, destination management companies, and cruise operators. But first, what's a multi-day tour? Who would like to go to the Serengeti on a 4-day safari? Put your hands up. Okay. What about if we went on a 3-day hike on the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu? Let's maybe see if this is more popular. What about a 4-day through the Chianti wine region, visiting a new winery in a luxury villa via helicopter? So, you'd be shocked to know, or maybe you do know, how many of these operators do you think have a proper booking and reservation software? Any ideas? 10%? Much higher. No, much lower. So we're transforming this industry from legacy to legendary. Would you believe that 95% of these types of tour operators do not have a back-end booking and reservation software? Great, excellent. Well, then that's our gap. And this is the problem that we're solving. 88% of them are relying on manual, offline channels to make their sales. And these are the verticals that we're initially focused on. But think anything complex itinerary. So you could have student tours, religious tours, sporting tours, festival tours, anything that is over 2 days in duration is what our software specializes in. So we solve this problem with an industry-first SaaS that is dedicated to complex itineraries. It comes with a bookable API. So they can sell live on their website, they can sell live through OTAs, because there's not many OTAs that are featuring these multi-day tour products. So it opens up a huge avenue for them. We can do any size, from 1 to 2 people, all the way up to your large enterprise customers. And the one thing that's big is that we are live and we have paying customers. So our expert team is been from other travel technology companies around the world, have come together to come up with this solution. This is our market penetration. We have over 26 actually since this morning, live customers that are DMCs, multi-day tour operators, and cruise liners. We also provide distribution. So we have over 100 different distribution partners, such as selling agents and online travel agencies around the world. We have, since November, turned over $650,000 USD in revenue. Most of that is in monthly recurring revenues. Our financial model or commercial model is that they pay per seat, per person in the company. And we add on a $10 booking fee to grow with their company as well. There's quite a few interesting CAC LTV factors in there if you'd like to have a look at it. Now, competition. It's very limited in our space. Remember, we're not in the day tours and activity space. This is multi-day. Okay, there's like 20 components within a multi-day trip, typically on a 7-day trip. So as you can see here, we specialize in SaaS and we specialize in the newest technology and user-friendly technology. We power their entire operations. We do financial reconciliation. We do all of their operational checklists. We do all their booking management. We are a CRM for all their suppliers and contracts, all in one system. I've put a few quotes there from our actual customers who have come across from our competitors on the left-hand side there. I won't mention who it is in there. But majority of these companies that you see are very good in their certain areas, but not across the board. And some of these, or most of these, are custom development companies. They're building custom solutions. We are a true SaaS. We're raising $3 million USD. We already have commitment to this round and potentially a lead as well. But the main thing I wanted to focus on today is where this money is going to be spent. Growth, scalability, etc. But we see this industry going into a marketplace. Okay, a B2B marketplace, but something a little bit different. It can be open. We can use all the AI that's out there to actually help them contract one another. So tour operators contract DMCs. DMCs contract suppliers, such as accommodations, day tours, and activities. We want to bring this all in one spot. We want to have a centralized B2B payment solution, not just one way from receivables, but payable to their suppliers. And then we can monetize even further in that revenue stream. I'll open up to questions.
All right.
Thank you very much, James. Well done. Stand back here. Let's get a read from our judges first. Judges, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways. Lots of green up here. Oliver's a little bit confused. Up here front, all green. So well done, Murray. Let's get a quick read from the judges. Just some comments. What did you think? Maybe Stephen, start with you. Really quick.
FinTech has good multiples, but this seems difficult to scale.
Okay, anyone else?
Do you want me to respond?
Not yet.
Okay, sorry.
Miriam, anything from you?
I'm always going to be a fan of solutions that can help smaller companies start their business, work their business easier, where they won't have their own kind of scale to work with. So I like this kind of idea.
Tina or anyone from the back row?
Yeah, I think there's always a space for niche audience that you have. I think it's good. You just need to increase your revenue model or your revenue streams. I saw 4, and we heard over the last week that 8 is not even enough for big tech giants. So yeah, additional revenue stream, but overall good.
All right, let's bring Murray into the conversation. So scalability and revenue stream were two that came up. So maybe address those, and we'll see if anyone else has any questions.
Yep, so right now we've achieved all this growth and traction. We haven't done any marketing, except for right now, and I wear a pink shirt usually. That's my only marketing tactics, and we don't have a sales team. All of our customers have come through us for referrals and recommendations. So the scalability would be actually going to events through our online travel agencies who have 1,500 different tour operators. We can actually help them efficiently upload their products or connect through an API, so we can scale through that. And the revenue model, we have many other functionalities and features, such as a complete review system, a B2B agent portal, like a supplier portal. So instead of sending these manifests over Excel spreadsheets and emails, they can actually log into the system and get the manifest in a secure way.
Miriam?
I was going to ask about what is the implementation like, the onboarding of your customers, how intense is that?
Average 8 hours to bring them on board completely. So we're going to bring that down. We're going to have a self-sign-on for the smaller companies as well, but they still will need a human contact, like an account manager, because they're coming from Excel spreadsheets into a sophisticated SaaS software.
Anything from the table?
Yep. How do you
Fred?
aggregate and streamline the content? Because it's a very fragmented content in what you do. How do you streamline it?
So out of our SaaS software, all of them have a bookable API. And so we aggregate and normalize that content from the API. If it's someone that's not using our SaaS that wants to be a part of us, we actually connect into their direct system if they have it, but it usually leads into a lead generation. We say, if you would like to be part of this distribution aggregation, you need to have an API. So we never do a manual upload. One
more quick one from Oliver.
So how much revenue per client do you generate on average?
On average, 30 to 40,000 USD per year, reoccurring.
Great. Thank you very much, Murray. Well done.
All right.
Way to kick us off.
Thanks, Murray. All right, next up we have the winner of our Korean travel startup pitch, Seungjae Jeong from Travel Makers. Come on up to the stage.
Good work.
Are you ready for a comeback? Are you ready to fly? Are you ready for the moment?
Hello everyone, this is Seungjae Jeong, CEO and co-founder of Travel Makers, operating a premium hotel long stay platform in South Korea. First of all, thanks for having me here. To briefly introduce our company, we have 26 team members, including 2 co-founders, and we launched web and app-based premium hotel long stay platform in 2021, and our main target is domestic and international travelers, especially business traveler and short-term rental customer who stay hotel for more than a week. So we made revenue $5.2 million in last year, and our customer average length of stay is 33 days, and unit price over $2,000. We found the problem of hotels such as OCC, room occupancy, and labor shortage. We've been thinking about how to reduce operation costs and increase the revenue for hotels. So we quickly launched this long stay platform to save customers time and money while making the hotel management more efficient. Currently, more than 80 branded hotels made exclusive contract with us, providing long-term stay product in our platform. After applying living in hotel solution, hotel can reduce their operating costs such as cleaning and CS, OTA commission, maximize their room occupancy. Also, customer can pay convenient at the created hotel partnership rate plus additional benefit for long stay. Our differentiation is not only in sales skill of our experts, but also in technology. Existing CMS and PMS, they cannot provide the long-term stay discount by date and additional benefit for long stay customer. However, living in hotel is easily connected to individual hotel, providing long-term stay discount by date and periodic additional benefit for long-term stay customers. Our business model is very simple, as follows. And global hotel market size is estimated $850 billion. For long stay, $50 billion. So we have only 3% share in Korean long stay market now, and we are aiming for 80% share of Korean long stay market first, and then want to go to global. These two graphs shows the growing global interest in South Korea. Due to the time constraint, please refer to the slide for our customer acquisition plan. And for marketing, for 5 years, sales forecasting. When it comes to competitor analysis, compared to Agoda, we provide lower price for long stay, for only long stay. And compared to Airbnb, we provide consistent and better quality of hotels. Two co-founders majored in tourism and management with various field experiences. And 6 team leaders have been appointed nowadays. Now we are ready to grow up. So there is a reason for fundraise. First, we want to capture the growing number of tourists visiting South Korea. Second, we want to expand internationally. Third, we want to build more powerful team with global talent. Thank you for paying attention to my presentation and hope we have a great relationship here. Thank you.
Thank you, Seungjae.
Judges, what do we think? See a couple reds, greens. You're about 50-50. Same from the table. Lisa, what did you think?
I love how you're helping accommodation providers stick it to the short-term rental guys. It's been the other way for quite some time.
Any other comments?
I would advise you to maybe emphasize the ESG aspect because you're using spare capacity, so it actually helps, save resources.
Anyone else?
Looks like you got the product right. I voted yes, but I think the market is a tiny bit crowded. We came from a presentation on hotels in Korea, which is very encouraging. So that's another area that you could probably look into. I think, as I've said, the market is a bit crowded. You got to work a little bit harder, but I think you've got legs, and I think there's potential. Just work a little bit harder.
Anyone else?
Question.
Yes.
Why is now the time that you're doing this? Is now the time for this?
Yes, according to the Airbnb own data, the guests staying more than a month reach out half of all guests, and the 20% for monthly staying guests. And we are doing a job in Korea. We are having a partnership with other accommodation, like with really residential and good quality accommodations as well. And we can be legalized in South Korea, and then we will go to global.
Yeah, I'm still not 100% clear why this is not just a feature of an OTA or of an established platform as opposed to really a standalone product. So if you can elaborate on that a bit.
Can you repeat that again, please?
So it sounds to me like this would be a great feature of an OTA or another big platform. So why does it need to be a standalone product?
Yes. Actually, we have the lowest price, because the big difference between us and others is the pricing. So actually, we get room from hotels, and we make a margin on that. And then, actually, we price the money and price. But usually, CMS, PMS, it depends on hotel. So because of its dynamic rate. So we are making a contract with the flat rate. So that's why people should use our platform in the lowest price with additional benefit for long stay.
Great.
All right,
thank you very much. Sanjay?
All right, thanks very much. Next up, Middle East and Africa. Welcome to the stage, Ibu Kun Salau from Direx. Ibu Kun, please take the stage.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Ibu Kun Salau, and I'm the founder and CEO of Direx, where we are building the operating system powering hospitality businesses in Africa. So let's get some numbers out of the way. Tourism and hospitality market in Africa is the second fastest growing, makes us the fastest growing region in the world. Over $194 billion is being spent every year from 69 million people that visit Africa. And in the process, over 25 million jobs are created. But then there's a big problem. Over 80% of hospitality bookings are completed offline and through manual correspondences between hospitality businesses and their customers. So when I say hospitality businesses, I mean museums, art galleries, etc. So let's paint a visual perspective. So here is the Ikogosi Warm Spring, one of the most popular tourism destinations in Nigeria. As of the first quarter of this year, you can see on that screen, they are still using a chalkboard for pricing, and bookings can only be made in person and via bank transfer. Here is another example. This is from Kenya, and as you can see on the screen, somebody still has to write down the booking ticket number on paper. So what's our solution? We're building an all-in-one business management solution. And what we do is we build one digital tool for every single operational activity that an hospitality business has to go through. And we integrate all of this into one system, making it easy for them to sell and accept payment and bookings, manage and automate their operations, and grow their business. So we are the perfect team to build this, given our over 18 years of experience. I myself have spent the last 6 years building digital products and working at startups, most especially AfriCtrip, which was an online marketplace for tourists to find and book things to do in Africa. My co-founder, Oluwatobi, has over 6 years of software engineering experience. And my other co-founder, who is the head of sales and business development, has over 6 years of experience leading sales and business development at different online travel agencies. So we make money using the freemium model. So we've got a standard 0.5% booking fee. In addition, businesses that need a higher level of customization and personalization can pay a $30 fee per month to get our paid version. Since we launched an MVP in May 2022, we've onboarded 25 pilot merchants with a 18% sales conversion rate. We did all this while bootstrapping and with a $5,000 grant from an US-based accelerator. So what makes us different? First, our solution is tailor-made for Africa specifically. Two, we have a lower barrier to entry given our hybrid product approach to usage. We have one of the lowest fees and we have a very high switching cost, which helps with our defensibility. We're looking to raise $200,000 to give us a 12-month plus runway. And this fund is going to be used for three main things: build a 10-person team, accelerate product development, and launch a paid version, because right now we're still running the free plan, and also to convert, onboard, and support merchants across two main African countries, Nigeria and Kenya. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Well done, Ibu. Take a step over here. Judges, what do we think? Lots of greens, a red, Merle green. Lots of greens down here. Well done.
Thank you.
Judges, what did we think? Go ahead, Tina.
Got it? Okay. So I think you're in the right market. You have the right product at the right time. And you are local. You have local knowledge. I think the team is great. And it's a product that's much needed in the market. So I think it's a go for me.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else? Oliver?
So given that you are in very early stage markets, right, I wonder how easy it will be to implement a subscription-based business model, which we have often struggled with in other emerging markets.
Yeah.
One second. Any more quick comments, and then we'll let you answer that question.
I was going to say it's very opportunistic. So I think you are exactly to Tina's point. I think you're right. It's a market that the other big players have neglected. The platform that you're building, I think, exists in the rest of the world, but you are the one bringing it to Africa. So congratulations. I think it's a great idea.
All right, so Oliver asked about the subscription model.
Yeah. So how we intend to do that is, even on our free plan, when we charge the booking fees, we don't take the booking fees directly. We don't take the booking fees immediately. So we accumulate the booking fees till the end of the month and take it at the end of the month. So what that helps us to do is, once a business starts with that type of version, when they want to join the paid plan, it's much easier because we just add the $30 to the booking fees that they pay at the end of the month. So like the journey from not paying subscription to paying subscription becomes very much easier because they've been doing it anyways on the free plan. It's just that the subscription on the free plan fluctuates. So the months that this month you could pay us like $100. Next month you pay us $20 based on how much revenue you made that month.
I have a question on software versus hardware. Does hardware play a part in any of this?
So right now we're sticking to software, because once you bring hardware into play, it becomes the barrier to entry goes up. But with software, just with your mobile device, which everyone has now, or with like an iPad, you could just place an iPad at your reception, and then your customers can just book through there. So no hardware at this point in time.
Early?
I'd love to hear why customers actually want this. If the notebook works perfectly well or the chalkboard works perfectly well, why do they need this?
In 15 seconds.
What was the example you gave?
The chalkboard, if it works very well and they have 200,000 visitors, why do they need this?
Well, why they need this is because as we go on, we're in the digital revolution time. Businesses, people that are trying to travel now want to book stuff online. I come from the Gen Z generation where I don't want to come first to your venue to book. Like just a few seconds ago, I was booking my visit to the Sea Aquarium in Sentosa tomorrow. That's how I want to book. I don't want to come physically. And once these businesses see that that's what people want to start doing, they have no choice than to come over to our side of technology.
Thank you, Ibu.
Thank you, Ibu.
All right, next up is our winner from Europe, Holman Gozardi from Zidlin Technologies. Welcome to the stage.
Hey, did you know that predictive travel insights have a major impact on travel companies? We are seeing about 30% revenue uplift, incremental revenue uplift with companies that are leveraging predictive insights to choose where deploy capacity as an airline, to choose where deploy capacity in hospitality, to price flight, car rental, hospitality as well, to do marketing and achieve higher conversion rates, to create fintech products like Book Now, Pay Later and Price Freeze, which fundamentally is an insurance product, which needs something to hedge the risk, to underwrite the risk of Book Now, Pay Later. This can be only achieved if you have future insights. If you can know what's going to happen in the future, that's essential for revenue generation and profitability, in particular in travel, and most probably in many other segments. My name is Seungjae Jeong. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Zitlin Technologies. We are an industry and venture-backed travel AI startup out of Geneva, Switzerland. We started about 2.5 years ago, and our goal and mission was to build a machine learning AI platform that can predict things in travel, predict who wants to go where, what is the willingness to pay, what is the demand is going to be, what is the competition going to behave, what is the market evolution going to be in the future in response to the demand and other factors like macroeconomic factors. And these were really tough problems. And we tried to gather the top engineers in Europe and also get the best VCs to support us, some of whom are seated in this room, and build a team to build exactly that. And we started working with some of the largest and reputable brands in travel. We started with airlines and then expanded to work with TMCs, OTAs, airports, tourism organizations, and we're only expanding those segments because our product fundamentally is not hinged to the workflow of one specific segment. The problem we tackle is fairly simple. We predict the future. The future in terms of what is the customer intent, what is the willingness to pay, what is the response of the market, how is competition going to evolve, and that turned out to be extremely lucrative. Some of our customers are seeing 30% revenue uplift and return on investment about 400 plus X. And the other thing that we also do is in our machine learning models, we include external factors that are often not seen. For example, macroeconomics, event disruptions, and so on. And these are often very difficult to gather and also very difficult to integrate in models that are automatically generating future insights. So how big is this problem? The fundamental issue of lacking or the uncertainty about the future is a theme that spans across all of these segments and any other industry, in fact. And just a subset of these segments, we're seeing a total addressable market of around 47 billion. And if we expand across all these segments, that number is much higher. So that's good news for Zitlin, but also I think more importantly, it's good news for our customers. There is a massive opportunity to tap into this area. And our product, so in terms of how we solve the problem, we created an AI machine learning platform that is self-sufficient. It doesn't require anything from the customer. It's an all-in-one subscription. Customers get to decide the geographies they're going to subscribe to, for which they will receive predictions about the customer intent, market behaviors, competitive behaviors. And the configurations on our platform are our, what I call, genius way not to do any customization. We let customers configure what they receive without us needing to do any customization, because that's the last thing we want to do, more so because it's not scalable if you were to customize. And then they receive predictions over the course of their subscription. And this is a fully automated machine learning platform that is linked to the data sources that we are subscribed to, so customers don't need to worry about anything. And they get to access it either through our cloud system or web access or an API access. This is just a sneak peek into our web application where everything is provided to the customer, no integration needed, all the insights are captured here, and of course if they want to integrate they can use the API or get cloud access. Our roadmap is to position Zitlin to become the go-to AI prediction service provider across the travel ecosystem and to provide insights about every touch point of the customer and every aspect about competition and market evolution to all of our customers. This is just some evidences of how accurate and reliable our performance has been, our platform has been. We do continuous monitoring which feeds into our platform to optimize the performance of our models. Those are some notoriously difficult markets to predict. And what makes us unique is our intellectual property on the AI system we've built, the performance of the platform, and obviously the data sources that come with it. Here's just a summary of our team members, which is our secret sauce.
All right, your 5 minutes is up.
All right, well done. Thank you.
Take a stand back here, Human. Well done. Judges, what do we think? Looks like green's at the table. I think green's all the way around. Fred's a little bit skeptical. Well done. What do we think, judges? Fred, maybe you want to jump in.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand how you differentiate yourself with other prediction models that exist for airlines in particular. They're quite strong at doing this, or even some TMCs have their own models. What's your competitive advantage here?
We'll hold off for a second. Anyone else want to jump in with a quick comment? You want to address differentiation?
Sure. I think the power is really if you focus on one thing alone, and one thing alone, you become very good at it. So we focused on something that is very niche. Of course, the bigger companies that we work with, they have teams of 200, 300 people in data science, yet they decide to subscribe to our platform. And that's because we are specialized in one thing and one thing alone, and it automatically makes us good at it, or it's an organic result of.
Stephen, you know a little bit about the airline business. What do you think about Zitlan?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, but how do you know what you don't know? How would this have taken COVID into account, or other external demand shocks that are going to drive the market that have not yet? How do you stop from being reactive and not predictive in here?
And that's a very good question. I think it's two answers there. One is our platform responds daily on the streams of data that come to it. So it's reacting essentially to the daily streams of data that come in on a live basis. So it will adjust itself based on whatever signals are coming in. The other thing is we include other factors outside of travel to keep track of things that will hit us without knowing, like macroeconomic factors. We have food inflation as one of the factors in our models. And it helps with prediction accuracy, to my surprise. I'm like, how much people spend on food, and the price of food shouldn't have an impact on travel, but it does. Interest rate, unemployment, these are specific features in our models that drive the performance upwards. So I would say twofold. Live data coming in and external factors.
Lisa, one last question?
Yeah, you mentioned doing one thing and doing one thing fantastically well. But how many different prediction models are you running, and what's the differentiation between the different types of use cases and products that you're offering to the customers?
I think the best answer to that question is, in terms of models, we don't really share how we do the modeling and how many models we have, and that's more like the trade secret. But the way we've done it, it doesn't require us to build dozens of or thousands of models for the different use cases. We just have one predictive system that uses distributed modeling and optimization, and it works really well across many use cases. In fact, we could expand into predicting stock indices. We could predict many other things if we wanted to, but we're going to stick to travel.
Thank you, Human.
Thank you, Human.
All right.
Thank you.
Next up is our winner of the Americas category, Stephanie Daniel from Legend. Stephanie, please take the stage.
I'd like you to imagine a world where our phones have become the operating system of humans, capturing the data of our experiences as a true representation of our values, our preferences, our soul. Now imagine that we can harness that data to power your experience of the world in a way that truly suits you. We know that today's consumer demands more personalization in everything we do. It drives the brands we engage with and where we spend our money. And we know that the foundation to deliver it is customer preference data, but our fragmented system fails us. The disparate platforms and tools that we use across the journey mean that valuable data gets locked in silos. So brands are unable to effectively personalize, they leave 130 billion of revenue on the table and waste 5 billion of digital marketing spend. It's clear a new data source is required. Third-party sources, generic, transactional. First-party, too limited. With privacy regulations and cookies going away next year, zero-party data has to be the future. What we mean by that is data that is intentionally and proactively shared from customers in exchange for value, like personalization. Studies show that 85% of people want to do this, but don't have easy, trusted tools to do so. Legends is the new solution. We transform traveler phone data into actionable, real-time preferences. We realize we've had a huge social shift. We carry our phones every second of every day. We take 5 billion photos a day, generating 14 trillion pieces of metadata, like latitude, longitude, date, and time. What if we could build a technology that could harness that with no effort from the traveler? That's what we built. Our proprietary patent-pending process transforms your phone data into your travel DNA, the deepest preference data set ever available to the industry. Not just every country and city you've ever been to, but what does that mean for your preferences? Frequency, seasonality, duration, hotel types, activities, food, spending, intent, and more. We're privacy first by design. With a single opt-in, you own your data, you decide who you share it with, and you can revoke at any time. Importantly, also, we don't care what the photo is of. We're looking at the data behind the photo. It dynamically updates with every new experience. So imagine with this information, how much better a travel provider can personalize the right thing at the right time to the right traveler. Automating onboarding, DNA personalized recommendations and upsells before and during, engagement afterwards. Clearly driving conversion, revenue, efficiency, loyalty, and a better experience for all. We are the first AI-powered engine that collects, processes, and transforms phone data into insights, micro-segmentations, and predictive analytics. We're delivered as a B2B SaaS subscription model, starting with our API of our DNA, seamlessly integrated with the provider's existing flows and systems. Imagine in the onboarding of your Marriott Bonvoy app, one click, create my travel DNA, powered by Legends. We see a bottoms-up TAM of more than 12 billion because we can deliver value to every single travel provider that needs to know their customer better. We're starting with advisor networks, tourism organizations, and lifestyle hotels. We'll later move on to other segments, including rentals, OTAs, airlines, loyalty, cruises. We're also partnering with tech providers to the ecosystem, like Muse, for scale. We built our beta to validate our core technology and that more than 90% of travelers will opt into this. We validated with over 100 B2B partners their need for this data and their willingness to pay. We've got 25 in the pipeline and are contracting with 3 currently. Our ultimate vision is a centralized marketplace, the GDS for traveler data to the industry and the centralized DNA passport for travelers. We're funded by Techstars, Trip Ventures, and Angels, and we're currently building relationships for our upcoming pre-seed round. Travel DNA also includes an impact metric, so that travelers and brands can consciously make data-driven decisions. We're a mission-driven team, bringing my 15 years in investment banking, my co-founders' 10 years in tech, go-to-market, and product, and our CTO's 10 years of data and AI. Amplified by our legendary advisory board with 200 years experience. We're delivering the new data layer that puts the human first, moving from fragmented to centralized. From travelers on the outside to collaboration that respects privacy, the time is now. Join us, Travel DNA, unlocking a new era of personalization for the human revolution.
All right.
Thank you, Stephanie. Suhoon, it's ironic how a lot of people are moving from banking into travel.
It's way more fun.
Judges, what do we think? Mostly green, some in the middle, a couple of reds. How about down front? 1 red, all greens. What do we think, judges? Quick round.
I think this is very warm, but I think there are some unnecessary parts. The photo metadata, I don't know that that's where preferences exist, but the privacy alignment and the need to go around cookies is spot on.
Tina?
So finally, a woman-led startup today. Thank you. Yeah, but I think what you're trying to do is achieve efficiency in personalization, therefore make customization more efficient and more spot on. And I think there's a space for that. My question is, isn't our friend at Google doing that already and putting something that that's similar to yours?
Why don't you address that one?
Yeah, so we see that Google doesn't have the trust from customers to be the zero-party data solution. People don't want them to own their photo data, their profile data. They're also not, yes, they have their kind of marketing business, but they don't have the full travel vertical in delivering a SaaS solution like this. And also their architecture isn't set up to deliver the preferences, the actionable insights that we are.
Miriam?
I'll address Stephen's question as well.
Okay, yeah, why don't you address Stephen's question?
Yeah, so We're starting with photo data and location data. There are multiple other data sources that is part of our roadmap to expand to, including email passing, your bank spending, and other apps on your phone. So that's definitely part of the roadmap, and we'll learn and evolve what are the most valuable ones.
It occurs to me that most travelers that travel for leisure might also have jobs and also be business travelers. Very different needs, requirements, preferences when you're a business traveler versus a leisure traveler. So how do you address that?
Yeah, definitely. So we evolve personas as we review the data. For example, the 2 or 3 day trips you take during the week, most likely your business persona, whereas the couple of weeks you take in the summer, most likely your personal travel. And over time, our machine learning will reinforce those personas. And so at the right time, we'll learn what you're looking for and surface the right recommendations for each of those personas.
Great. Thank you very much, Stephanie. Time's up. Well done.
Thanks, Stephanie. All right, next up is our wild card winner, Darian Watson of Squad Trip. Darian, please take the stage.
How's everybody doing? I am so excited. I'm feeling blessed to be here. I just want to start with a quick show of hands as an icebreaker. Can you raise your hand if you love to travel for leisure? That was an easy one. We're at the Web and Travel Conference, right? Now I just want to tell you a quick story. When I graduated from college, I felt really disconnected. Was really down. So I thought to travel, right? And I decided to basically put together a group trip with friends of mine, 12 friends. I went to booking.com. Couldn't get a hotel for 12 people, so I had to put on my travel agent hat. I did the planning. I did the organizing. I collected money from 12 different people in installments. And then I communicated with the guests and the vendors. Ultimately, I had a spreadsheet to track who's paid what and who owed what. And it was a headache. And so I just got to thinking, imagine what it's like for a travel agent who's not doing it one time a year, but hundreds. Imagine what it's like for a travel agent, and it's not a group of 12, but it's a group of 65 for, say, a destination wedding. What we found is they have those same problems. And travel agents hosting group travel experiences are spending 70% of their time managing back office operations, and they've got a spreadsheet tracking who's paid what, who owes what, and they ultimately don't have the tools. And so that's why I've built Squad Trip. It's the all-in-one B2B SaaS platform for the long tail of travel agencies who are specializing more and more in group travel. And that's because the OTAs are taking care of the rest, and group travel is growing 18% year over year. Now, this all-in-one platform helps them save time and sell more with our marketing, booking, and payments. Let me tell you a little bit about it. So obviously, if you're building out a trip landing page, it might normally take days or even weeks, integrations and a lot of moving parts, but you can build beautiful trip landing pages in seconds that convert with Squad Trip. And of course, when it comes to these group travel experiences, they've got their different booking options, right? And their add-ons and everything like that. No need for APIs, and all told, it's really streamlined. So people can check out once they have that trip landing page, and those 65 people who are going to the destination wedding can all check out separately and pay in installments. And then of course, you've got to have the dashboards, the promo codes, all the boring stuff, and that's what makes us an all-in-one SaaS option for group trips. So I mentioned I started with a group trip with friends at the bottom here. But we're not focused on that, the customers, we're not necessarily focused on the larger enterprises. We're focused on the long tail. The travel agencies that are doing $5 million or less who don't know what API means, and they need a system that they can sign up and get going in minutes. And so that looks like 85,000 in the US alone, totaling $1.2 billion. And that's where we're just getting started to tackle group travel. So after launching earlier this year, we're happy to say that we've processed in gross bookings $3 million. We've got over 150 travel agencies who are monetizing on our platform today. and by the end of the year, we'll hit 100,000 in ARR. How we make money is simple. Today, we make money in two ways. One is subscription, and the other is processing fees. So every dollar that comes to the platform, we charge a percentage and get a cut. The competitive landscape is interesting to say the least. I think our differentiator is crystal clear here. There are the softwares that handle, that basically tackle the tour operators, the travel agencies, the hotels, but who's tackling group travel? We're focused on the travel agencies that are doing so and providing them with the software that they need. It's our team. I actually have 7 years experience building product. Before launching Squad Trip, I did 3,500 bookings, $5 million in sales, and I took all those learnings to build this platform. And of course, I've got advisors at TripAdvisor and Shopify. I'm proud to announce we actually are raising $1.5 million, but we're oversubscribed. But hey, if you're a travel VC and you're interested, maybe we could make some room. All you got to do is scan that QR code.
Well done, Darian. What did we think, judges? Lots of greens up here. Lots of greens. I think you were 100% green. Well done. What do we think, judges? Comments?
I wanted to do this because I've got 6 of this type of companies in my portfolio, and a lot of them are not really doing well right now. But I did this because I think there's something in your technology, in the passion that you have, and I think you've got a captive market out there where you are. So, yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
I'll just say the meetings business, at least on our side, is gangbusters right now. It is exploding. And I think with the changing way of working, we are seeing more small, medium group travel. We're seeing all sorts of new destinations that these groups want to go to. So I think that there's even an opportunity in the corporate world to use something like this.
Fred, you know a little bit about travel agencies.
Well, I was going to ask you, are you only on a B2B side, or are you also having a B2C plan at some point to provide if in your example, I want to go with 12 friends, can I actually use your app and create my own trip?
You can go ahead and answer that one.
Yeah, so that's the long-term vision. But we've got to start somewhere, right? The OTAs have taken care of individual travel for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 bookings, but it's really, really hard. It's really complicated for group travel, and that's why when you're dealing with groups of 8 or more, they're going to call up the travel agencies, and then the travel agencies have the spreadsheets and everything like that. But to enter into the market, we're focused on those travel agencies, and then ultimately what we're finding is that the consumers are using the platform as well, and that's why we're building a brand long-term.
So you white label your product?
Currently, no. But we're actually launching the white label version soon. The platform is really easy. It's a full SaaS. You can go to squadtrip.com, sign up, create your account, create your trip, and publish it and start collecting bookings in 5 minutes before I get up the stage.
Steven? Or someone down here? James? Can we turn on the mic here on the front? Go ahead, James.
So quick question. So payments in groups is really hard, right? A big working capital crunch because a lot of providers, especially airlines, want to be paid straight away. You've got to collect all the money from your travelers. So how are you dealing with that? Like, are you fronting working capital? The travel agencies doing it? Just talk a little bit about that stage.
With the couple seconds I have left, travel agencies, when they have a vendor contract, they usually need 10%, 30% up front. And 75% of the bookings on the platform from travelers are going to be in installments. What happens is they just set that deposit equal to the 10 or 15 or 20% that they need, and then ultimately the rest of it is due 30 or 90 days before the trip. We're just billing them automatically each month. It's not like Afterpay or anything like that. They don't have to worry about credit, and it's just an automatic billing and stuff like that.
Well done.
All right.
Thank you, Darian.
Thanks, Darian. Thanks, Darian. Thanks, everyone.
Well done.
All right. Okay, everybody, please make your selections. We've got the QR code up. We'll be tallying the judges' scores, and we'll be off to the races.
Absolutely. Thank you, judges. Very well done. Let's give a quick round of applause to the judges. Great startups today, so make sure you turn in your votes to Kimberly or myself so we can collect them, and we'll be announcing the Startup of the Year at 520, who will be presenting at the Phocuswright conference in November.